It's Starrylock. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a regular, welcome back. And we are broadcasting live on both Starrylock and Starry's Lost and Found. We have a certain limitation of seeing far into the past for comments. I know Doctor Who and Donna Reed are both here. Chris Capoon has showed up on the Starry's Lost and Found page, as has 501 Magnets. I am Zaxxon, and Dirtfish Mish from Australia. What's the StreamYard for? Well, on Starry's Lost and Found, I'm under 1,000 subscribers, and they put several limitations on the streaming ability on YouTube if you're under 1,000, and StreamYard allows you to get around that. Where was I? Diggin' has showed up on Starry's Lost and Found. I mentioned earlier that Dirtfish Miss showed up. It's 11 p.m. in Australia where she's at, so she's off to bed and sticking around, but it was a real honor to have her show up. Legless Lockpicker is here. Lockpicking Engineer is here, also from Australia. And my comments all just vanished. Beverly Smith, B3 Relic Recovery is here. Dark Arts Lockpicking. Chris Capoon, Pocket Woman. Also a member of our Australian block sport community. And 513 Dig is here. As usual, if I am mentioning names you are not seeing, it's because I am broadcasting to both Starrylock and Starry's Lost and Found, and I may be referencing somebody that is appearing on one or the other stream, such as StreamYard informs me I have 17 people watching, 7 of which are on Starry's Lost and Found, and 10 of which are over on Starrylock. So Retep Rayum is here. And 508 Magnets reminds us to happy Father's Day to all the fathers. I have a giveaway. We might as well get into that. I put that up on the screen to show you and remind myself. I've been lucky so far with my change. These are both circulated quarters. And these are part of the new series that the U.S. Mint is putting out this year. There is a Maya Angelou quarter, which came out earlier in the year. And then coming out this month is the Sally Ride quarter. Maya Angelou is the, I believe, former U.S. Poet Laureate. Sally Ride is the first American astronaut, the third woman in space, with the first American woman in space, and the first known LGBT community member in space. So those are the items. That's why the word is #quarter. If you're interested in getting these, then type #quarter and we will have a giveaway later. And Wayside Wade is here. And in addition to those, before we get on to the main show, I'll finish showing off what the giveaway has and repeat this later. These are all Treasure Fam. We have the glossy stickers of mine. We have a Diggin' sticker. We have a Jersey Ray Diggs sticker. Detect, Dig, and Smile. Joker's Magnet. Mermaid Treasure Hunter. Digging with Deej. And 508 Magnet. Now, 508 Magnet wins this giveaway. I'll change that out for someone else because I'm sure he doesn't want his own sticker back. On the Lock Sport, I don't have as many stickers. I have a Jeff Moss sticker. Those in the Lock Sport community are probably familiar with Jeff Moss. If you're not familiar with Jeff Moss, you are familiar with Jason at SC Lock and Key, and this is the Lock Force guy. And then a pair of my stickers. And finally, as a piece of resistance, we have 3 poker chips. One that has the Starrylock symbol. It says Starry's Lost and Found on one side, and the other side says Starry's Lock Sport. And we have from the Treasure Fam, LA Cat Treasures, and a Grandma Kelly's. And Marlon from MAERvideos has joined us, which it's #quarters in order to get these new 2022 quarters. One with Maya Angelou and the other with Sally Ride on them. I've been really lucky on my change and managed to get those. Evil Arch Conservative is in the house with Polar Bear. Marty is nuts about digging has joined us. So, #quarter if you are interested in I'll pop that up again later as we go on. I'll go over the winnings again. I wanted to go over a few things that I managed to pick up, and then we'll go over some tokens. It's been a while since I did in-house. Today outside, it's already at 7 o'clock. It was already in the mid-70s. By 9 o'clock, when my broadcast will end my time, it will be in the 80s. By midday, it's going to be in the 90s with heat indexes over 100, which puts it into the low 40s in Celsius. So it's going to be miserable outside. So, amongst the things I picked up for myself, but might give away someday, is this U.S. Postal Service coin. This one does not have a date on it, but you have 2 indicators as to the time frame it had to have been issued. Up until 1963, the U.S. Postal Department used PO zone because they were using zone codes instead of zip codes. Starting in 1963, they introduced Mr. Zip for zip code, which means this coin had to have been issued after 1963. But as it says, Post Office Department, this had to have been before 1971, because in 1971, the post office ceased being a cabinet-level department of the U.S. government and was put on into a semi-private service, which is why it is now USPS, United States Postal Service, instead of Post Office Department. So, any of you who have watched Starrylock for a while know that I did an entire Postal Lock series, and so I picked up a couple different coins from the Postal Service here. This one is 1971. It says United States Postal Service, and bringing the world to America's doorstep, U.S. mail. And this was put out to commemorate the semi-privatization of the United States Postal Service from being a cabinet-level department of the government. And both of these have a common origin. For a time in the late 70s through, I think, the early 90s, for every year, Emmitsburg, the town I'm in here, has the St. Patrick's Day celebration. It's the weekend closest to St. Patty's Day. And from the late 70s to the early 90s, they put out these commemorative coins, which they called an Irish dollar, which probably had no value in Ireland, as these were put out by Emmitsburg, Iowa. This one dates from 1986. And this one dates from 1980. Both of them emphasizing the sister city with Dublin, Ireland, and saying Irish dollar on them. And then I got those relatively cheaply on the outside of the package that they were shipped to me in. The person who shipped them stuck these out there. Now, why, I don't know. This is an actual postal stamp commemorating Gustav Mannerheim, liberator of Finland. This was a general of Finland who helped to get Finland free of the Soviet Union. And this stamp dates from 1963. So why they stuck a 4-cent stamp from 1963 on the outside, I don't know. There's a little bit of damage. It was only stuck right here and somehow survived getting to me. And then got a little bit of the cancellation mark on that one. And that one's ripped in half. So I don't know if it had been whole and managed to get ripped in transit or what. But that was an unusual. So we are at 15 after. Let's see how we're doing for people making comments. I can't see it when it's that small. I guess I'll have to enlarge it and make it the primary screen. 12 people, and we have 19 people in the house. If you are interested in getting the 2 US quarters, the 3 poker chips, and a whole swath of stickers, make sure you put in #quarter. And in another 5 minutes, I am going to run that. As long as I don't lose track. Let me see here. The last time I did an in-house chat, I went through these tokens. I have yet to go through these transit tokens. And today we're going to finish off the bag of tokens. So the next time we can go on to let's put those down there and look at them one at a time here. Some of these may require some research on my part to know what they are exactly, but Elliott USA, no cash value. And then it says ElliottUSA.com. I do not know. I guess I'll have to look up that word right there to find out what those are. And Love Rules is here all the way from Japan. And Jody Mosby has joined us. Make sure that you type #quarter. If you're interested in the giveaway, I'll go over what you win in a little bit just before I do it. No cash value, non-negotiable, 2 stars and an eagle. And that's a car wash token. Not legal tender. Boy, they tell you 3 times there. No cash value, non-negotiable, no legal tender. Before Marty is nuts about digging, gets too far and goes out of my range, I better make him into a moderator. We want everyone to be able to click on each other's channels and be able to go to channel, or for you to post links like your own or someone else's, because we're on a trust system here. And Wildwood Variety Casino Arcade. An evil arch conservative who had been over on Starrylock has moved over and has joined the group over on Starry's Lost and Found and is saying hello to everyone. And it's the same on both sides. A great place for family fun. Fun Station USA. No cash value. So we have another arcane token here. That one's really lightweight. Most of these have a little bit of heft to them. Union Pacific, 1934. Lucky piece. So this is definitely not car wash or arcade fodder. It is very hot, and the wind is not so bad right now. I know it's supposed to be windy the next 2 days, but it is miserably hot. The heat index is going to be over 100 today, Monday, and Tuesday. And by cooling off on Wednesday, I mean it's going to be a high in the upper 80s instead of the upper 90s. So, and a sample of the aluminum in the new Union Pacific train built by Pullman Car and Manufacturing Corporation, Alcoa Aluminum Company of America. Hey, I actually got something that is really cool. A lucky piece put out by Alcoa for the aluminum used by Pullman for making the new Union Pacific trains. So there's a cool token. And that explains why it's so lightweight too. Oh, it's 21 after. It is time we do this giveaway. We have 19 people in the house. 17 people have typed #quarter. You do have to be present to win. There is a whole bunch of stickers, the 2 quarters and 3 poker chips up for grabs. So if you have not typed it, you have just a little bit. I have to walk across the room to where the computer is and click that button. And we'll find out who the winner is. And it looks like I'll be shipping to Digging. So I best remove that sticker from the lot and find another Treasure Fan sticker to put in there. Assuming that Digging is still in here. I've seen her several times. I think so, but I guess we'll find out. Amanda's Drone Adventure is here. What kind of foreign coins are you looking for? Nightheart. I've got a bunch of coins from a hoarder house I cleaned out. And Digging confirms that she is here. And Tripwire from Straight Up Metal Detecting is here. I will get that out for you. Monday's a federal holiday. It's when they're celebrating Juneteenth. So the post office is closed, so it'll probably be Tuesday or possibly Wednesday. And I'll get those out to you. If it cools down by next Sunday, and hopefully it will, I am going to be heading up to first Osgood, which is ceased being on the U.S. Census in the 1980s and is listed as a ghost town. It's had a couple buildings remaining, but I don't know if it still does. Then I will travel to a cemetery referred to as Fallow Cemetery, South Walnut Cemetery, or because it's built near the St. Paul Lutheran Church, St. Paul Lutheran Cemetery. And once we're done with that, I'll travel another 3 miles and see if there's anything left of the ghost town Fallow. In the 1990s, there was still an old deserted creamery there. I don't know if it's there or not. What is Juneteenth? Juneteenth became a federal holiday last year, I think, or maybe the year before. It is celebrating it. For federal holiday purposes, it is the Monday following. If the 19th of June lands on a Sunday, on the weekend, it goes to the following Monday, or maybe it's always the Monday, and federal holidays like to do that. But it commemorates the date in which the last African Americans found out that they were no longer slaves. And I believe that was in Texas, where it was, and it's spent a very long time getting to being a federal holiday. Yeah, there's a lot of dairy farms in this area. A lot of the small towns had two things in them. They had a creamery and it had a grain elevator. So troops came 2.5 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. Okay, there's more of the story. But Congress approved Juneteenth becoming a federal holiday, and must have been last year because I'm pretty sure it was Biden that signed that into law. Car wash token, no cash value, $1, and we have the cartoon car, and once again, no cash value. And we have a big paw with no cash value. Don's Warrington Car Wash, Warrington, Pennsylvania. To be precise, at 2138 Street Road. Not sure why there's a paw print on this side, but or that's even any good as a car wash token anymore. And Nightheart. Okay, I'm going to cut grass before it gets blazing hot and try to get done before 10:30. Thanks, Starry. Well, thank you for showing up. And straight up metal detecting reminds us that if any of these tokens are made out of brass, they have an actual cash value because brass equals money. Diggin is setting up a special live stream Friday night with Whit Hill. She's an amazing musician who metal detects and writes songs about it. Well, that'll be different. Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Something you do not see very often, seeing live music performances about metal detecting. Prince and Princess P2. I do not know what Prince and Princess P2 is. This might be a casino, might be an arcade. I do not think it's a car wash. Then you have little heart symbols down there. So, and Marty's nuts about digging is leaving us. And Jody Mosby is going to try to make the live. So, and this coin has hiragana on it. Which means it's from Japan, which means it's probably a pachinko parlor token. It's the same on both sides. I have a whole pile of pachinko parlor tokens. It's kind of an odd story. When I was growing up, my dad was big into real estate investment. Well, my dad was big into real estate investment right up until he died. But he bought a motel. And the previous owner of the motel had been to Japan and had purchased a pachinko machine. And there's a whole box of pachinko tokens. I have yet to find out if that pachinko machine still works, because when my dad came in, he took that out of the lobby and put it in the basement, and it sat in the basement from the mid-70s until I took it out last year. So there you have a story that you probably weren't expecting, and the pachinko parlor token. What is that? I'm not sure if it's a character or not. It has a tray, I think, filled with pachinko parlor tokens. And then I don't think that's a character. I think that's just other. So I don't think it's Popeye. It does sort of look like Popeye, though. And it may be designed to sort of look like Popeye, but not be Popeye to get around copyright, too. And if that is Popeye, that probably is spinach. Essie Locking Key is here. Good morning, Jason. Got to mow before it gets even warmer, but wanted to say, hey, happy Father's Day to all the dads here. So I'm going to set that with the railroad token or Alcoa token from Union Pacific, as it's unique. This one, it probably is brass. The Super Patient Award with a big smiley face. Now I want to know the story behind this. James Randolph has a little bit of pachinko information. It's a type of mechanical game originating in Japan that is used as a form of recreational arcade game, but is much more frequently a gambling device, filling a niche. And in Japan, it's illegal to gamble. And so if you win at a pachinko parlor, you purchase these trays filled with little balls. And then, like the one I have is very similar to the drop the ball, and it goes through the various little metal pins, and where it lands determines how much you win. And then you get back pachinko balls, and you gather up all your winnings. Now they're mostly arcade style games, but they used to be very analog, which is the one I have. And you trade in your pachinko balls, you compare that, and then you get back a tokens corresponding, and then you go next door to a store that would trade your tickets and give you items. It's ways to get around. Lowell Forbes is in the house. Well, you're a little late if you wanted to get in on the giveaway, but otherwise you are welcome. I do not know what the history of the Super Patient Award is, and the token is not giving me any information. I haven't hit any Chuck E. Cheese ones. Car washes in Pennsylvania, but that looks like an arcade token. Eagles surrounded by stars on both sides. It doesn't say no cash value anywhere. And this one has the same design on one side, is highly patinaed, and no cash value on the back. My tablet is currently set up to look at Stars Lost and Found. If you are over on Starrylock and there is somebody who does not have moderator status, let me know in chat and I will switch over the account in the video. That way we can make certain they get moderator status. Fun world, fun world. Fun world, no cash value. And I'd say Fun World is an amusement park of some sort, as that looks like a Ferris wheel. And I have no idea where Fun World is. Never know what you're going to get in a variety pack of tokens. Non-refundable, non-refundable. Game token. A little hard to read there in the rings. No cash value. I think video arcades, except in some cities, are pretty much a thing of the past, especially as most of them were fixtures in arcade in malls, and malls are pretty much gone now too. Fun World was in North Carolina. Well, thank you. You seem very informative. 508. Fun World. Non-refundable laser bounce. No cash value. Chuck E. Cheese tokens from the early 80s are collectible coins, some sold as high as $3 a coin. Downfall equals finding buyers of the token. Yeah, free games on the phone did kill the arcade, that's for sure. Although, even in the 80s, even in the 80s, once computer games started coming about, the arcades start getting hits for business. So as more and more people start getting PCs. So it was a long and eventual deadly trip for them. It's another, let's see, third coin that has that symbol. This is one that has that symbol on both sides. Arcades have made a slight comeback as barcodes and free plays. James Randolph says they have a couple adult arcades around there. Oh, barcades. Okay. That must have been a good spelling autocorrect. This is not a car wash token. This is a wash token. So, a laundromat. I've never seen a laundromat that uses tokens. Obviously, they exist, though. No cash value, non-negotiable. I think that's supposed to be a U.S. eagle. It sort of looks more like a vulture. In the head. The rest of it looks eagle-like. But Pinned on Places is here. And this one is very similar to an earlier one. Batter Up. Bethpage, New York. So I assume that's for a batting cage. Batter Up. No cash value. Car wash with the smiling, sparkling car. No cash value. Non-refundable. Wash token. Your car wants washed. I think the only token I've seen in a while has been for A&W ice cream. Stonefire Pizza Company. Come for the food, stay for the fun. Transit tokens are really cool. That's why I'm holding off on that bag of transit tokens. Yes, you have. Marlon has been very lucky on getting some cool tokens. Good for one massage visit. Planet Fitness. We are almost out of tokens, which is good because it's 46 after, and we can start wrapping up. Digga may have won the Sally ride and the Maya Angelou quarters along with all the stickers and chips. But the next time I do this, I have several Sally ride quarters. I only managed to get out of circulation 2 Maya Angelou, so I'm saving one for myself. But maybe by the next time I do one of these in-house events, I will decide to give that away too. So somebody else can want a pair of those, and it'll probably be a month away, and one of the other Women of American History quarters will be out. Vacuum token. Vacuum token. As opposed to the car wash token. And that's the second Alaout, or Alaout. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. USA token I have. And we're down to only 4 left. And Marlon has moved back over to the Starry's Lost and Found chat from the Starrylock one. It's curious to see the transitions. 508 Magnet. Have you seen the new Wilma Mankiller quarter is out now? I have not found a Wilma Mankiller quarter yet, but I have been paying attention to all my change. So hopefully I'll find one. I was very lucky in getting the number of Sally rides I did. Family Amusement Center. And then whatever that's supposed to represent. And James Randolph's off to dog walk as soon as the live is over, so I guess I better not go too long or cash value and another eagle surrounded by stars. 2 left. Ooh, this one's very patinaed. Looks kind of cool. But can I read it? The small print says, Capital of Fun. I don't know if there's anything else written in all the rest. And something city. Crazy City. Crazy City, the capital of fun. And now that I know to look for crazy, I can see that in there now. And last one, and then we will end so James Randolph can go walk his dog and everyone can go about their business. And we were talking about barcades earlier. This is an official barcade token. Good at any barcade. The original arcade bar. No cash value. Barcade.com. Crazy Town equals Washington D. Well, I don't know about that, but I'm sure there's people who agree with you. But I don't think that token is. You can use that token in Washington. That is the token runs. The next week, I will hopefully, it'll be cool enough outside at 8 o'clock in the morning, my time, that we can go check out Osgood and Fallow and the cemetery that lies between them. Even if there's no buildings left at the two ghost towns, there will be a cemetery with gravestones. And go say hi to Rob before it's Father's Day. Hang out with me and Trip. Fill up with that Coffee Dad's Happy Father's Day. There is a link down below to Marlon's and Trip Wire with Straight Up Metal Detecting's live. That will be later this morning. Tripwire seemed to have appreciated the token show. I hope the rest of you did as well. The next time we have an in-house one, we will be going through these transit tokens, as I have now gone through all of the tokens. And a couple of those might have value for their brass. This one probably has the most collector's value, I would assume. Union Pacific Lucky Piece 1934. That has some historic value. If you go to either my Starrylock channel or my Stories Lost and Found channel, and you go to the About tab or page, you will find my email there. For those of you celebrating Father's Day, happy Father's Day. For those of you celebrating Juneteenth, happy Juneteenth. And hopefully we'll see you on the road and seeing some ghost towns next week. Yeah, I don't know if, I think Father's Day is North American, but I don't know if it's in England or not. Our Australians could answer the same question. So, take care, everyone. And there's the answer to Wayside Wade's question. Most definitely, I'm at my dad's barbecue right now. Hee. It's 3 p.m. here. Because, yep, it's 6 hours later than it is where I'm at in Central Time Zone. Take care, and we will see you soon.